Yo, ha ha! It's your boys, Rick Kamla, Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. What's up, man? What's up? Dude, the popcorn's popping. We have our Sports Ethos industry mock draft going on right now. Clock ticking on somebody on the clock. I just made 2 picks. Controversial decision in Camland. We have Eurobasket going on right now, Doc. We got a little bit of news. We have what if players coming up. Bro, how the hell are we going to fit this show into 59 and a half minutes, dude?
Well, I don't know. We're going to do it, though. And we're going to try to get over the little love spat we had off the air regarding, do you text a sleepy, slow drafter when it's their pick in a draft? Or do you just let it ride and see what happens? And if I'm around, I'm a texter. Like, if you do enough slow drafts, there's always that one guy that never knows when it's their pick. They don't really care. You kind of nudge them and, like, dude, go to a phone. It's your pick. And other people are just on it every time. So I think it depends on if you got your notifications set up correctly or not. But we're 3 picks. Well, we're 3 picks into this draft, and it's very interesting to be in a do I take this guy or this guy situation.
And most of our conversation, Doc, has been about redraft, right? And we've gone down Dynasty Boulevard a couple of times. Didn't we do a buy low, sell high, I think? But a lot of our, I don't know, 90%, I don't know what the percentage is about redraft stuff. So so for example, let me take you into this is absolutely, Doc, a perfect case study for a Dynasty League startup draft. What I just had to deal with at the end of the 3rd round and the very beginning of the 4th round. I got stuck with a shotgun barrel in my mouth with the 12th pick in a startup Dynasty draft. Obviously, it's awful, absolutely fucking terrible. Because you have to take guys. When I took Paulo Banchero at the very, very beginning of round 2, did I want to do that? I did not. Okay, but I had to because there's 1,000 picks before I go again, and he ain't making it back. So it forces you to sort of get uncomfortable and get out of what you would do. So at that situation, I'll leave that decision for another conversation. But the one, Doc, that I just made here, last pick of the 3rd round, first pick of the 4th round in a 12-team league. I'm looking at 3 mid-career or young guys, and I'm actually not going to bring up their names because I don't want you or other people in the league kind of knowing where my head is at with that. But I will bring up what's that?
You don't want to get sniped.
Yeah, I don't, and I'm glad I checked up on that. But it was 4 enticing young or mid-career players, right? Kind of in the age mentality versus, Doc. These guys were available when I made these picks: Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and James Harden. Okay, with pick 36, these guys are all still available. These guys are all gone in like the first 15, 16 picks in a redraft. All right, so, Doc, I took James Harden and I took Kevin Durant. And I know a lot of people in this mock are going to be like, what the hell, man? You took a 37-year-old guy. You took a 35-year-old guy. And what I would tell those people, Doc, is I'm the 2-time champ in Cam Dynasty with this exact same methodology. First 2 picks were Cade and Mobley, a guard and a big. I went Trae Young and Paulo at the top of this draft, a young guard and a young big. And then I went just stats, old head stats, okay, because I'm trying to win. So that was a perfect sort of case study, dude, for the thought process in a Dynasty league. What would you have done there? Would you have gone with the young cats or gone with the, maybe a 2 to 4 year window with a Harden and a Durant?
Well, this is something I've learned from you since we started doing the show, and that is you can't win with all young guys. Like, you need studs that do it right now to win. So I didn't realize that was who you had drafted so far. But I was going to ask you if your strategy for drafting in a first time dynasty league where you're doing a real draft where everyone is available to you, do you draft a combination of old guys and young guys, or do you just strictly try to build for the future and then trade some of your youth to get better players? And I think you answered the question. You went young, old. And I think when I did the Cam Dynasty draft 3 years ago, or whenever we did that, I went young. I went young all the way down the line because I didn't want those old guys that I would have to drop, a year or two later. And my team wasn't very good. It was all like young, undeveloped for the most part, greatness. So I think you did a great job. I think your team is ready to compete right now. And I'm not sure if mine will be or not.
He is Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. I am Rick Kamla, and I'm really fascinated with this mock. So Doc, with his first, he took Luka at 4, winning, and then he got Jalen Johnson in round 2, and that was after I took Banchero, then Amen. Tough decision for me, by the way, with those two guys. Then Halliburton, Towns, Barnes. Barnes was also a part of my decision making when I took Banchero. Maxey, Tatum, Booker. Booker was a bargain late second round. That was a fantastic pick. And then you took Jalen Johnson, 9th pick in the second round over. I'm just noticing this now. Over LaMelo Ball, your former player in the Cam Dynasty, who now has been traded into oblivion by Andre.
Dude, that Jalen Johnson pick was tough. I was looking at Dyson. Where is that draft? I had it pulled up a second ago. I did not know what to do there. Where did it go? I'm too many tabs up. Oh, there it is. I don't know how I feel about Dyson Daniels in the 3rd round. Like, is that good? Is that bad? Or the 2nd round. I just didn't know what to do there. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna take the guy I like the most here. And it was Jalen Johnson. I'm scared to death of his injury. Like, clicking that button and locking him up did not feel as good as it should have. Like, I'm just still very scared of Jalen Johnson. And is he going to be healthy or not? I just don't know. And then came back around and my queue was full of players. And I got Josh Giddey in round 3. I'm not like jumping up and down celebrating, but I'm not upset about it. So Luka, Giddey, and Jalen, I need a big man, dude.
Well, you got a pick coming up, dude. I mean, I like the Giddey pick for you, dude. He's still a young stud. I mean, the guy's drafted after him. Yeah, maybe I would have taken Brunson over him. Would you have taken Brunson over Josh Giddey? Like, or would you just rock with Giddey and the triple double and the talk to me?
Brunson was in my queue, and I must have had Giddey just like a pick or two higher, and it took Giddey. Which I'm cool with.
He's your guy. At least he's your guy, dude.
Yeah.
It's not like they gave you Zion there, and then you would just be hating your team. We'd have to go to the commissioner to undo that pick at that point.
And that's the worst. Also, when some dude shows up, an hour after their pick happened, is like, "Hey man, I was asleep and it's nighttime here, and I need to back that pick out." Like, slow drafts they're not for the weak of heart, man. You gotta have some kahunas to do a slow draft that means something.
I will try my best, Doc, to do a better job of shepherding you through this draft. Again, no promises, no guarantees. Just a vow to you that I will try to do a better job of noticing when you are on the clock, and I will, because we're buddies, we're brothers, we're family, man. I got you. But again, like if I forget, it's because I'm doing 10 million things, man. But I will try harder, Doc. I will.
Well, you were like, I was like, well, I got auto picked in round 3 because Rick didn't text me when it was my pick. He's like, bro, I'm not going to text you every time it's your pick. Like, that's insane. I have stuff to do. I'm an adult. I have a job. I have responsibilities. And then I reminded him that I have texted him when it's his pick in our 30-team league every pick for like 20 straight years. So then he was like, yeah, you can just see like the shame coming over his face. Like,
oh whatever. No.
Oh my God, he's right.
This is a misrepresentation of emotions. I'm telling you.
Right. Oh my God. I'm a horrible human being. What have I done?
Oh my God. Oh my dude, you are a comic, man. You are.
I mean, I could just see it happening through the computer. I saw it.
That's my guy, Steve Alexander. Okay, let's get into a couple of news bits here, Doc. But first, I want to tell the people we are brought to you by FanDuel. Guys, the NFL season's like 1 week away, okay? Get a FanDuel account. Get busy, all right? I need to mine because it's football season, and I'm coming out of the wreckage created by the Indiana Pacers in the NBA Finals. I've never been more pump fake betting wise my entire life than by one team, the Indiana Pacers. They cost me $500+ last year in the finals. I'm still kind of pissed about it. Little word of the wise here. If you're watching us on X, good move. We appreciate you, but just know not every offseason episode is going to be on X. So here's what you do. You subscribe to the Fantasy NBA Today podcast feed to catch every episode and stay in the loop. Also, make sure you go to sportsethos.com. Our NBA draft guide is already out. You're like, no way, dude. It's August 27th. It's already up. Okay. We're gonna, the B150 is gonna be there, soon enough around the corner here. But just know that our NBA draft guide is up right now at sportsethos.com. All right, Doc. A little bit of news. Go ahead.
I got it. I want to say two things. One, our draft guide is already live for the NBA, right? ESPN still hasn't moved free agents to their new teams in their depth charts. Like, I'd say we're ahead of the game right now. Like, we are leading the way. And also, I used you're not going to know. I used the Sports Ethos NFL draft guide, top 200, to do my own personal NFL draft on, when did we do that? Monday. Soren and I both used it. We both had a paper copy of that thing in front of us. And we both saw, help me out here, Rick, Neighbors, the wide receiver Neighbors.
Malik Neighbors.
Like, I've heard everybody at the golf course and around town talking about how they're taking him with pick 8 or 9, I think. And we get the draft list out of the draft guide, and he was like 15, 16. And Soren was like, dude, why is Neighbors so low? And I was like, I don't know. Then we went and looked at it, and the guy that wrote that list wrote a note at the top of it. He's like, this is my own personal top 200. Like, use it as you see fit. Like, your opinion may differ from mine, but it was a great tool, dude. I loved using that thing. Neighbors fell way in that draft. I don't think he was drafted till round 3. So the people that are taking him at 8 or 9 are either on to something or wrong. But just had a great time at my football draft. Any thoughts on any of that?
Yeah, of course. John Mozales is our football division lead, and it's the Mozales 200. We got the Brewski 150. We got the Mozales 200. And I'm doing a podcast with him later today, 4:00. We'll be talking about the National Football League. I'm in, I don't know, 12 or 13 NFL leagues. I'm in 2 college fantasy football. I had a college fantasy draft last night, Doc. It went on and on and on and on and on. Check this league format out. You start 4 quarterbacks. You start 6 running backs. You start 6 wide receivers, tight end,
What?
flex. Yes.
Oh my God.
When I 12-team league, $100 entry. 134 teams in Division I college football are in the pool. Okay. Bro, I'm taking running backs on the fly. I'm just looking up. Who's the lead back for Toledo? Who's the lead back for ULM? I'm telling you, bro. And then I do a little Twitter search. Ooh, this guy's projected to be the SWAC Conference Offensive Player of the Year. Ding! I draft him. Okay. Boom. It's the Wild Wild West, baby. But again, absolutely killed it. So it'll be the Fantasy NFL today coming up 4:00 Eastern today. Cam and John Mozales.
Mozales had Najee Harris ranked way higher than anyone else. And it got to the point where we were out of running backs. And I was like, I'm taking Najee Harris. And people were like, you just drafted a blind football player. Like he blew his eyes up. I can't. You just
go ahead. Sorry.
You just drafted the Stevie Wonder of football. And, I got a news blurb come across the wire last night. Najee Harris cleared the play for week 1. Let's go, baby. Like I'm feeling good about the Najee Harris pick. You know how it is in fantasy football. You running backs, once round 5 gets there, you're just drafting anyone with a pulse. So felt pretty good about it. I'm just psyched about football, man. Starts a week from Thursday, and I just can't wait to get it going. Let's talk about some NBA news. These people are here for NBA.
Let's do it, man. We're getting about that time of year, man. September, especially October, right? Then we got playoff baseball, NFL, NHL, NBA, college football. It's just craziness, man. We're all heading into that right now. It's very, very cool. So some big news here, Doc. Max Strus is going to miss 3 to 4 months after undergoing surgery to repair a broken 5th metatarsal. It's a broken foot. He suffered a Jones fracture during a recent workout. Okay, 3 to 4 months, Doc. So August is done. So September's 1 month. October's another month. Then you got November. Then you got December. Okay, December's 4 months out. 3 to 4 months. Jones fracture. Winning team. They're going to take their time with that. So it's going to be somewhere, Doc. Between. Yeah, I mean, like maybe sometime in December. But what we're talking about here is 40% of the season eaten up, 45% of the season eaten up, some number like that. So, Doc, the pendulum swings to DeAndre Hunter here a little bit, doesn't it?
You know who else it sort of swings to just a little bit, maybe? Ty Jerome, my man, Ty Jerome, who already
Ty Jerome went elsewhere in free agency. Yeah, he ain't there anymore. He's on the grid.
Dude, I'm looking at ESPN depth charts. My God.
Bro, did I not share my depth charts with you?
You did. I need them.
Just pull it up. It's a spreadsheet. Google Sheets.
Let's go. Let's rewind here. Yes, DeAndre Hunter.
Please click off of that terrible screen that just sent you down Mistake Boulevard.
And it does every show. I keep going back. I keep telling my boy over there, I'm like, man, we got to get the depth charts fixed. Can I help? Can I do it? And you're like, no, man.
They're the enemy to us. So,
they're not my enemy, but yeah. So DeAndre Hunter is the next man up. And Like, are they going to start DeAndre Hunter? I mean, I kind of think they have to at this point, right?
You don't have any Isaac Okoro anymore, right? You're not going to start. He's on Chicago. I almost forgot what team he was on. But I think it's pretty obvious here that DeAndre Hunter is going to start. And Doc, he may be up around 17, 18 PPG. Dude, especially with Garland out to start the year.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That the Cavaliers are going to wish they still had Ty Jerome, because he'd be perfect with that scenario. But the only way I would draft DeAndre Hunter in a 12-team league is if he was starting. I personally would treat Strus as if he's out till at least mid-January. Like, I think that's like when you're actually going to get full Strus is not going to be until sometime in January. By then, the season's kind of like, where your team is at. So it's big news for DeAndre Hunter.
DeAndre Hunter on the way up, baby. How far up? By the way, Doc, I started working on my I think I'm just going to say screw it and go to 150. I ranked out to 132 last night, like overall, and then I go back and I kind of gut test it, but it's under construction, and I'm pulling like ahas and epiphanies from the process, and some good material is coming out of this. Doc, let me go to my rankings here. Where would DeAndre Hunter be? DeAndre Hunter. Would I take him over like Zion, Markkanen, Ingram, George? Probably not. I'm not a huge DeAndre Hunter guy. DeAndre Hunter would fall for me in the Tobias Harris, Kelly Oubre, Jaden McDaniels, Bilal Coulibaly, Zach Resache. Somewhere in there is where Hunter would be. But Doc, that's draftable. That's last pick of draft. That's he's now kind of on the radar. So all right, let's move on here.
I have your depth charts pulled up now for the first time. First time I've ever seen this document. This is impressive stuff.
It's a living, breathing document.
Rain Man. This is Rain Man stuff right here. This is incredible.
So just know that the money information isn't necessarily accurate. Okay, what it's about is just putting the dudes in the right place for the puzzle piece, right? And I'm not really worried about vet camp invites and two-way contracts of guys I've never heard of, and they will never play in the NBA. So, but the first layer, the second layer, and the third layer are going to be nails on. And then, like I said, not every two-way guy is going to be on there, but a lot of the two-way guys are on there. Just letting you know.
Well, my days of talking about guys who are on the wrong team are over. I'm locked in now. I've been shown the light.
So, dude, ESPN is they're guilty of who he played for. The bit on Inside the NBA with Shaq and Charles when they have no idea who these deep role players play for. The worldwide leader is now guilty of that too. Doc, so Mark Stein is reporting the Kings still have interest in signing Russell Westbrook. And what's really holding it up is the fact that they want to trade Malik Monk but can't. And they obviously had added Dennis Schroeder on 3 years and $45 million. They have obviously big plans for him. What do you think of that, dude? What would you think of Russ's value if Monk was out and Russ was with Sacramento? Schroeder probably starts at that point, right?
I mean, like Schroeder is like a cockroach, man. You keep trying to knock him out and he just keeps coming back. Dennis Schroeder he's been relevant forever. Never great, never somebody you target, but he's always relevant. And it sounds like he's going to be relevant again. So yeah, I mean, yes, he's not good. I wouldn't call him good to go, but pretty close to it.
This fascinates me. There could be a nice role for Russ in Sacramento, but again, all of this is jammed up by Jonathan Kuminga and Sacramento's inability so far to trade Malik Monk. So my guy Russ is just working out right now, unemployed. And I don't like that. But a lot of guys are unemployed right now because of the NBA's terrible CBA. Doc, one note from Eurobasket, which started like overnight or something. It starts today. Today's August 27th. This is start day, but obviously over in Europe, they're ahead of us. The games have already been coming in. Neemias Queta, the projected starter of the Boston Celtics, and I guess, Doc, a really deep fantasy sleeper, led Portugal with 23 points and 18 rebounds. He had knee surgery in May, okay? And 3 months later, he's rocking and rolling almost a 20-20 against Czechia in Eurobasket. Andre tells me that it's the first time a Eurobasket player debuted with 20-plus points and 15-plus rebounds. So, dude, Queta just made pretty major history here. How are you feeling about Queta, dude? Are you going to be – dude, is he kind of a 30-deep badass? Is Queta kind of a 30-deep badass, bro?
I think so. I think he's also a 12-team potential late-round hero. And, you know, it was Cornette that was the big man in Boston who I really liked and thought was going to be big this year, but now he's gone. So Queta has slid over into that role. No Porzingis, no Horford. I like him, man. I really like Queta as a deep sleeper, and you know, I could see me drafting a couple guards and a couple forwards in 30 deep and trying to get Queta late as my center.
Some of you may be like, what's 30 deep? Okay, 30 deep is a 30-team industry league that Doc and Aaron Brewski have been putting on for centuries, decades. So that's what 30 deep is. I agree with everything you said right there. I just moved Queta up my rankings, Doc. Queta is safely
live update. What'd you do?
I moved him. Pardon me. I moved him over Queen, Misi, Lopez, Carter, Filipowski, and Horford. And I moved him just under Lively, Edie, Aldama. So I moved him up like 6 spots. Horford doesn't have a team, and he's 1,000. Filipowski, I love him. He's a backup, needs, stuff to happen. Carter is going to start, but I think Vooch is going to be traded to Orlando, and he'll be a bench player. Lopez is a bench player now. Misi and Queen are the same dude. I'm really not into it. Kalkbrenner hasn't won the starting job yet. So yeah, I screw it. I'm putting Queta overall. He's got more upside than all those guys I just mentioned. So a live ranking situation happening here with Neemias Queta. Doc, let's get into what if players. And by the way, Andre's going to be feeding us Eurobasket news, which is going to be fantastic, dude. He's going to be like, bro, Luka just had 17 points in the second quarter against Germany. I'm so stoked for the live updates from Andre because, of course, we're in America, and America is so stupid in so many ways. And we can't. Like Doc went to NBA TV, and I told you when we were talking about this, I told you, no. NBA TV, screw them for a variety. They whacked me, so screw them. But they're going to have some stupid ass game from 1983 on there when they should make a damn deal with FIBA. I don't even know if that's possible, Andre. You tell me, but it's all about money. You could buy the games and put them on your air. But why don't they? Because they're cheap. Can I throw NBA TV under the bus for just a minute, dude? You watch NBA TV, right?
Yes.
When's the last time you watched like a live? Probably at the end of last year, right? So I'm talking, do you know the set of NBA TV? You know, the big desk that takes up the entire TV screen that the hosts sit at. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. It's the worst set in television history, bro. You know what's pathetic about that set? It's the same set that they had when I was there. Dude, if you're a TV network and you got paper and you're really doing it right, you update that set frequently. Dude, that set's got so much damn dust on it, and it takes up the whole TV screen. It fills like the whole box, dude. And all you get up at the top of the screen in the little slit is heads of the hosts. And it's so far back that, hey, is that Isaiah Thomas sitting at the desk? Yeah, you don't even know. It's unbelievable.
And then
so
down at the bottom, you've got the news ticker that never goes away. So you're left with an inch of viewing space. Yeah, Doug, my buddy in the band Built to Spill, he knew you and I were buddies back in the day, and he watches a lot of NBA TV on his tour bus, and he hated everything you just talked about, like the scroll at the bottom. He's like, get that off of there and show the game. Like I want to see what I'm trying to watch, not the ticker at the bottom, and not the mile long studio desk.
That's why for to your buddy's point, the big time productions, right? Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football. They don't have Monday Night Football does, but like NBC, Sunday Night Football, they don't have a bottom line, dude. They have a score bug, right? And it's clean. It's just the game and the score bug. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the bottom line. So that's, and I prefer that as well. Although, seeing who hit home runs at the bottom of the screen, I don't know, that's kind of dope too. I'm a fantasy baseball player. Doc, what if players for 25-26 part 2?
Are we starting the show? We're 31 minutes in and we're starting the show.
I mean,
Andre's going to fire us after this.
No, he's not. We've covered a lot of ground. We talked about the mock. We pimped the fantasy football draft guide. Come on, bro. Yeah. Promoted my spot with Mozales coming up later at 4 p.m. Come on, bro. We're nailing this.
At the end of this show, I wanted to give you my football team and let you just analyze it for me.
Okay, I can't wait. I'm writing that down. Doc NFL. Yeah, I got to hear your team. All right. Look, man. I mean, it's a fantasy basketball show, but if you're not drafting a fantasy football team, it's un-American. It's un-American right now not to be drafting fantasy football teams.
I can see football guys not doing NBA basketball drafts because we're sort of like a niche, it takes a certain kind of person to be an NBA head. But I can't imagine somebody who plays fantasy basketball not drafting a fantasy football team. Like I can't get my head around
that. So yeah, I mean, over here in America, it's a huge, huge deal. We have people watching from all around the world. We love you all. Thank you so much watching from a variety of different locations, time zones. And we really appreciate y'all, man. We are the GOATs. We are the OGs. Rick Kamla, Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. We've got he's a GOAT too. Andre, I was going to say he's going to be. Now, he's already present tense a GOAT. He's our guy. We love him. And he's the guy giving us all the updates and corrections and Eurobaskets and all that stuff and planning these shows, by the way. And his ideas and creativity are off the charts. What if players for 25-26? Doc, a player we talk a lot about, but let's get back into this. What if Jalen Johnson plays 70 games? So he will go 20-10-5-1-1-1 and be like, because I think you just took him in round 2 of this dynasty league. But I don't know. Like, I hope he can play these games, Doc. So what if Jalen Johnson plays 70 plus games? Then next year, I will not, and most people will not have any trepidation about drafting him. So he will then step out of the penalty box, Doc, and out of the probationary period that he now finds himself in after these 2 dreadful injury hit seasons. And so you will escape that. And you will be like, you will leave that box that is so hard to leave. So I wanted to hit you first with Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, I feel like I had him on my list when we did this the other day. And I think he was the very first guy I said. I think what I said was, what if Jalen Johnson stays healthy this year? And like I mentioned at the beginning of this podcast, I drafted Jalen Johnson. I actually clicked on the button myself and made that pick. And I was like, it didn't feel as good as it should have, because had he not gotten injured for 2 straight years, I would have clicked that button and been like, boom, I just got Jalen Johnson. But what instead I did is I went, boom, I I just got Jalen Johnson. Like, I just didn't have that. Like when I got Luka at 4, I'm like, send it, hard send. Like, no trepidation at all. Like, just give me the money. And then when I took Jalen Johnson, it was like, either I just made a really good pick or a disaster. And it's sad that that's where we are. But we both said he has 2 strikes. He gets 1 more strike before he's out. And that strike is either coming this year or he's going to hit a home run. So, but you look at the numbers, they're juicy, they're frothy, and let's go, baby. Let's see what happens.
All right, give us another what if player, Doc, here on the Fantasy NBA Today, brought to you by FanDuel.
I'm going to read you games played in 4 of the last 5 years for this guy. 51, 42, 56, 40. There was an outlier in there, 76 games, when the year that you just so happened to have an Anthony Davis epiphany. Those are Anthony Davis's game plays. Like 50, 40, 50, 40. Like, they don't call him street clothes for nothing. So what if Anthony Davis has another Anthony Davis year? What if you draft him with your 4th, 5th, 6th pick and he plays in 42 games? Devastated. You talk about a risk or reward player. It's AD.
Hey, Doc, last night, those are great stats, dude. 50, 40, 50, 40. Last night in the lab, Doc, Anthony Davis caught a major L because I don't know, like Doc can't stop thinking about this stuff. I can't stop thinking about this stuff. So when I do rankings like this, I try to put pressure on myself, like it's draft mode, right? Who do you want? So then that brings trust and all this into it. Dude, I dropped Anthony Davis, bro. I dropped Anthony Davis. I dropped him below Kevin Durant. I'd rather have Durant this year. I dropped him below. I dropped him below LeBron. I'd rather have Bron this year. I dropped him below J-Dub. Who on earth has...
Andre needs to find us some Anthony Davis ADP. I need to know AD's ADP in like whatever source you can find. Go ahead. You dropped him below KD and LeBron
and J-Dub.
And J-Dub.
And very, very simply, who would I rather have this year? Who do I want to take the ride with? Who do I want to go on the journey with? I'd rather go with those other guys. Because, Doc, I don't know where Anthony Davis's motivation is. And Anthony Davis, Doc, is a player who I think needs to have a boot in his ass. Like Karl Anthony Towns. I feel like Towns needs a boot in his ass. I don't think he's a self. He got one, but now he doesn't have it anymore. Doc. Anthony Davis had that boot in his ass. His name was LeBron James. He doesn't have that anymore. He's the leader in Dallas. Nobody's going to tell Anthony Davis nothing.
He is the alpha. Yep.
And so Anthony Davis may be like, yo, I got this. I don't know. I mean, but with some dudes, you don't question motivation level. Those are the guys I love. Anthony Davis is a guy, he will check out on your ass. He did last year. He played 9 games in Dallas, bro. 9. Does Anthony Davis want to be in Dallas? It doesn't really feel that way. So it would surprise me way more if he played 70 games than if he played 45 games. So, and dude, I don't even feel great about Anthony Davis over Evan Mobley right now. I'm telling you right now. I know Davis's stat line is way better than Evan Mobley's. But Evan Mobley's going to play, bro. So Anthony Davis took a major L in the lab last night. He did, bro.
Is Anthony Davis the most what-if player in the NBA? He might be. He might be the poster child. And
I can't think of. I mean, just with the level of talent, he's a top 75 guy all time. Yeah.
I think you need to write a column called "Boot in Your Ass," and it's the 10 guys who most need a boot in their ass in the NBA. And I think that should be a draft guide column. And I think I think that's pretty fun.
Bro. Bam. We came up with another good idea over the weekend about I don't know because we've done too many skits and bits on this show. Maybe we bring it up on another show. But Doc and I we're coming up with some good ideas here, man. I like that one, Doc. The boot in your ass, the all boot in your ass team or something like that. Dude, that's so dope. That's so dope. You the man, Doc.
Well, you said Anthony Davis needs a boot in his ass. And I was like, oh my God, that is a quote. That is a headline. Like that should be on the ESPN ticker. NBA reporter Rick Kamla says Anthony Davis needs boot in his ass.
Oh, so many people around the league would agree with me too. And in fantasy, though, damn it. I just pulled my Google Sheet rundown out of the top bar, which is always super annoying. All right, let me.
No. You want me to give you another one?
No, I got it. So, what, Doc? What if Kristaps Porzingis gets hurt again? It says what if. It should say what when. What when Kristaps Porzingis gets hurt again? What happens with Onyeka Okongwu? And obviously great things. I thought about last night. Pardon me. So I have Okongwu like right under Porzingis and Embiid right now. But I'm like, I'd kind of rather have Okongwu than both of those guys. So let me just give you
live update.
No, that one was from last night. All right, I completely lost my rundown right now. But what if Porzingis plays half the year? What happens to Okongwu at that point, dude?
I mean, he should blow up, right? He should blow up. By the way, Desmond Bain just got drafted in our dynasty. Okongwu, if Porzingis goes down, finally becomes the guy we've been drafting for the last 3 years. And it's going to happen again this year. Like, people are going to be like, oh, Clint Capella's gone. Porzingis is always hurt. I'm taking Okongwu, and I feel good about it. But the reality is, if Porzingis is playing, Okongwu is going to be a second fiddle. And even if they play Okongwu and Porzingis together some, they're still going to hurt each other. So the only way I'm comfortable with either one of those players is, well, I'm only comfortable with Okongwu if Porzingis is unhealthy, and I'm only comfortable with Porzingis if he's healthy, and he's never healthy. So I don't even know, man. It's going to be an interesting year in Atlanta for sure.
So who else you got, man? Give us another what if player.
Well, what if Cade Cunningham is as good as we think he is? Rick, you told everybody I took Luka Doncic with number 4 in the dynasty draft. Guess who went number 5?
Cade Cunningham.
That is correct. That stat line, I will pull it up. I don't have his stat line in front of me. His stat line from last year is sick. And he should only be getting better and better and healthier. I love Cade this year. And I probably have Cade rated too high. And after the beatdown that Anthony Davis just took, Cade just went another spot up on my draft board, son. I like Cade, I think, more than Anthony Davis. I already had Cade too high, dude. I had him at 6. That's how much I like Cade Cunningham. I love Cade this year.
So, pardon me. I'm looking at my rankings right now, Doc, and I have Cade very, very high, dude. I have him very high, safely in the first round. And this is redraft. If you are in like back half of the first round, but kind of more towards the middle. And in a dynasty draft, I have no problem with Cade Cunningham being the 5th overall pick. None at all. He was drafted, and then Flag went 6th, then Edwards went, then J-Dub. Cade's an absolute beast, man. I have no problem with that.
Are you drafting Cade or are you drafting Anthony Edwards?
Good question. I would not have taken, in a dynasty, I would not have taken Cade over Ant-Man. I would not have done that. I totally get it. It's a coin flip deal. Anthony Edwards, dude. Anthony Edwards could like become that dude. You know what I mean? So I got to rock with that.
But is Anthony Edwards going to become that dude, or is he just going to be a fadeaway 3-point shooter and occasional dunker for the rest of his career?
Nah, man, dude, he's 20. He's 23. He's going to click in, dude.
He shot so many threes last year.
He's still young and figuring it out, bro. He's been to the Western Conference Finals twice already. So think about the rise of Tatum and Brown in Boston, right? Kept making it to the conference finals at such a young age, and they did it again and again and again and again and again. Pop, you win a championship. That's going to happen with Ant-Man. And, you know, he's a future Hall of Famer, potential future all-time great. There's more upside with Anthony Edwards than there is with Cade Cunningham. I mean, Ant-Man could just become Jordan for a stretch of 5 to 6 years and just take over the league and be the guy in the entire NBA that everybody looks up to. Cade Cunningham isn't going to become that guy. Cade Cunningham is going to be like a badass, like an all-NBA guy for the next 7 years. But is he going to become the best player in the NBA? I don't think so. So again, I'm not mad at the pick, but I would take Ant-Man over Cade in a dynasty setup. What if Kawhi Leonard plays 65-plus games? Couple of things. Because I'm straight hating on Kawhi in my rankings. I mean, I'm drinking haterade. I'm drunk on haterade. I can't help it, and I will not apologize about it. It's haterade born of he never plays. Okay, but if he plays 65 plus games, you're getting literally a first round talent. Because like on the algorithm stock and stuff, he'll be like the 7th best player, the 8th best player. You know how that works with all the percentages and all the analytics, right? The analytics love Kawhi Leonard because he's so efficient. So we're talking about a first-round player. We're talking about a league-winning type of situation if you're getting Kawhi in rounds 4, 5, or 6, and he actually plays that many games. But what he will do, Doc, is next year, then I'll be looking at Kawhi. Because I know that last year he came back and he was a warrior and stuff, but it was still a short period of time. I need to see him come back and rock and roll and have the season that you think he's going to have, Doc. So that's another what-if player for me is Kawhi.
Yeah, I you know, there's a kid, I call him a kid. There's a man in Dahlonega who loves Kawhi Leonard. And every time I see him for the last 7 years, he's like, Kawhi. I haven't heard much from that guy the last few years. And then I was like, I'm not a Kawhi guy, man. I can't do Kawhi. He's always hurt. I don't trust him. I don't like him. I just don't like him. And it's weird because I used to love Kawhi. Like at the very beginning, the whole hands bigger than, you know, whatever. But now after last year, he came back in the middle of the season and pretty much played the whole second half. And his team is really, really good. Like they have a chance to win it all if everybody has their stuff together and they can all stay on the same page. So if Kawhi Leonard ever had motivation to make it through an entire season, it would be this one. And I'm betting on that. I'm going in on that. And I feel like there's a chance it happens. So I'm going to try it and see what happens. I'm actually going to be drafting Kawhi Leonard.
And I am not. Give me another what if player or two.
What if Dyson Daniels scores 16 points and steals the ball 3 times again this season? Are you going to finally drink the Kool-Aid that is Dyson Daniels? In this mock we're doing, I look like I'm blind. I went Jalen Johnson. The next 3 picks were LaMelo Ball, Franz Wagner, and Aaron Brewski. Took Dyson Daniels with the 12th pick of the second round. And then he took Jalen Brunson with his next pick. He got Brunson and Daniels. And he has Wemby. Hello.
No, he took Fox. He put Fox with Wemby.
Oh. What am I looking at then? Oh, he went Fox with the next pick. Why did I say Brunson? Okay. Anyway, Dyson Daniels went in the second round of this draft. That's the point. I love Dyson Daniels. You need more bang for your buck. You think Dyson Daniels is overrated. You think there's too much emphasis on his incredible steals numbers that is overvaluing him. Where are you taking Dyson Daniels?
Nowhere around here. I mean, Dyson Daniels was taken over Donovan Mitchell, over my dead body. Dyson Daniels over De'Aaron Fox, over my dead body. Dyson Daniels over Jalen Brunson, over my dead body. Shall I continue? Josh Giddey's more debatable, but I'd still rather have Giddey. And so I'll kind of leave it at that, I guess. By the way, I don't know, and I apologize for this. Like JT Campbell is in our league. JT Campbell is living in my brain because he goes at 11, I go at 12. Love Evan Mobley would have taken him. He took him at 11, and then I go at 12 and take Trae Young. Then I take Paulo, and the decision came down to Paulo and Amen. Next pick, Amen Thompson. Okay, can't make this up. Love me some Jaylen Brown. I wasn't going to draft him, but he took Jaylen Brown. Then I took Harden and Durant. And one of the guys I passed on, and I will say this now that he's been drafted, is Trey Murphy of the New Orleans Pelicans. Bam. Very next pick after I take Kevin Durant is Trey Murphy. This JT Campbell dude is in my dome, dude. He's in my dizome right now.
You taking KD and Harden? Gangster. That is league winning stuff. Like you're trying to win. You're trying to win the league this year.
It's what I do. I don't half-ass shit. And like Doc, you said it earlier. You said some. You can't win a dynasty league with all young. You got to have a blend. You also can't do it with. You're not taking all old heads. It's got to be a blend, man. It's got to be a blend. All right, where are we with time? We got a little bit of time here. We got a little bit of time, Doc. Let's see here. Ooh, this is a good one right here. What if the Kings trade DeMar DeRozan or Monk or Levine and Keegan Murray season begins? Doc, a couple of years ago, Keegan averaged 15 a game. And then they bring in DeRozan and Levine, and Keegan's like, I got a wetter. All right, another possession. I don't get the rock. I got a wetter out here. I'm open. All the defense is sagged over there, wide open. Skip, swing, bang, 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 bang. As Stacey King says, bang, bang, bang. Love you, Stacey King. The 3-year numbers. Okay, Keegan's been in the L for 3 years. 13, 6, and 1. Oh, that's like sub Tobias Harris. Okay, a combined 1.6 defensive stats. Oh, and 2.3 3 balls per game. However, Doc, there's so much juicy upside here with Keegan Murray, bro. So Keegan Murray's one of my what-if players, man. I'm not really high on drafting him, but I'm hoping some stuff happens and I suddenly get geeked about my guy Keegan Murray.
You know, Keegan Murray and Jabari Smith, like those two guys are going to be on a lot. They're going to be drafted in every league, and they could be boom or bust. Like they are just boom or bust players. And You're right. I mean, DeRozan probably needs to go. Something needs to happen in Sacramento for him to blow up. Can Jabari Smith survive with Amen Thompson, Kevin Durant, and Alpi Şengün all there? I don't know. Doesn't look great for Jabari Smith, honestly. And Keegan Murray, it doesn't look great for him either. But like, those are two like high upside good players that are being just stifled by their teams.
I want to highlight Keegan Murray. I got to make a trade offer for him in the Cam Dynasty because his numbers suck. This is the time to go get him. Is right about now. All right, Doc, what do we have here? We're at 55. Let's how many other what if players do you have, dude?
How many? I have 1, 2, 3.
You have 3. All right. Well, let's put a cap on that, Doc. Maybe we revisit this. Let's talk about our FanDuel win total for the episode here today. Our great show, the Fantasy NBA Today, is brought to you by FanDuel. And our FanDuel win total here today, Doc, is a tricky one. The Miami Heat at 38.5. We encourage you to go to FanDuel and get your bet on, okay? FanDuel.com. 38.5 for the Miami Heat. How you feeling about that?
I like it. I think that is a very attainable number. And if the way their season ended was so dismal and so bleak, like everybody's kind of like, oh, the Heat, Jimmy Butler's finally gone. Like they got cancer out of their clubhouse. And I think that's a good thing. And they added Norm Powell. I like that. I like Khalil Ware. Bam Adebayo is still a very good player. Tyler Hero, very good player. I'm going over.
I am as well, dude. Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Andrew Wiggins, Norman Powell, Khalil Ware in the East. Come on, man. That's at least a 500 team. I'm not super high on Miami, Doc. Where do I have Miami? In my 1 through 15 conference stack. I bet I got Miami at, I don't know, 8 or something like that. Where in the heck? All right, here we go.
I could not stand watching Miami last year. I'm good with them. I can watch them again. Jimmy's gone, man. He was such a poison to that entire franchise.
Yeah, I got Miami at 8, dude. Miami, look, they're not going to shatter this number. I don't know if I see 45 wins from this team, but I can see 44, 43, 42. I think they'll hover around 500, be a little bit above. But I'll go over on this. I think there's a little haterade going on here at 38.5. Love Indiana's over. Love the under on Boston. Just remembering some of the ones that we've gone through. I like the over, I think, on Denver. I like the over on the Lakers. Anyway, good stuff, dude. Doc, you the man. So I just want to let you know before we go here, you are up in there's 3 picks and then you. Okay. And again, I if I'm on the air with Mozales at 4 p.m. today, with the fantasy NFL today, I'm not going to be able to reach out to you. Okay. But I vow to you to do a better job of alerting you when you are on the clock, my friend. I will do a better job.
I will do a better job of keeping track of when I'm supposed to pick. We're both going to work on this. We're going to do this together. We're going to get through this.
Give me a big hug, man. Give me a big hug. All right. We're going to be back on Thursday with the great Aaron Brewski. I worked on the topic last night. I forget it. What are we? Oh my God. I can't. I can't remember what we're doing with Brewski on Thursday, but it's going to be a banger, and we want y'all to watch it. It's the Fantasy NBA Today, brought to you by FanDuel, and we'll see you soon, people. Peace.
Bye.